Hey buddy, and welcome to a first impression stream of Xenoblade Chronicles X. Quite a different game compared to the numbered entries in the series. And I'll admit, my least favorite Xenoblade game, but it is still a very good game. It's only my least favorite for subjective reasons. I was hoping to start this a couple of weeks ago, but of course Nintendo had to drop the game the day that I left for a convention, and then a trip to Vegas for family things. So I'm finally getting to it. I already looked through the options before, so I'm good. Oh, new game was highlighted white, so I assumed that was the thing that was selected. My bad. We have space. I will say, I have played the original game before, so outside of the expansion that the Definitive Edition adds, the game's not blind, but I haven't played it since the original Wii U launch, so it's probably been over a decade since I've properly played this game. So we'll see how much I remember. Much slower start than I remember for this cutscene. Just having a bunch of space shots. Oh, there we go. Now I get the action. Yeah, this game is much more sci-fi, whereas the numbered entries are more fantasy.
The Earth was caught in a great battle between unknown alien forces. Their weapons were terrifying and powerful beyond human reckoning. Our planet was overwhelmed, its surface reduced to ash and rubble in the blink of an eye. The coalition government knew the war was coming. In response, they prepared the Earth-Life Colonization Project, Project Exodus. Interstellar arcs were launched all across the planet, from every major city on Earth. Bravely, we leapt from our cradle, our home for the last 4.5 billion years. But most of the arcs never even made it out of the atmosphere. Only a small handful managed to escape. Among them was our ship, the White Whale. After leaving Earth behind, we spent 2 years wandering in space, searching. We thought of ourselves as the lucky ones, the pioneers who would settle a new world. But our past caught up with us. Literally. The alien blitz was unrelenting. If not for the efforts of a lone hero, we would never have survived. Our ship took heavy damage. We lost control. With our flight systems down, the White Whale was pulled into the gravitational field of a nearby planet, its hull shattering and breaking to pieces as we plummeted toward the surface. Since then, 2 months have passed.
And now we have character creation. Well, hopefully we don't spend the entire stream here. Character creation's always difficult. There's so many options. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's closest to what my actual hair is like. So let's start there. I think the default's fine. It's like I'm kind of mid-size, somewhat shorter, but not super short. Yeah, I don't like the blush on the cheeks. Scars, none. Moles, none. Freckles, none. Yeah, it looks okay. Here, what do we have? That looks good. That's close to what I have. Do we want red or some other color, or do we just want to keep the same green? Yeah, I do like a green and teal blue. That looks good. Yeah, I think that's close. We can do a little, what do you call it? Oh, that gives us a hair clip of some kind, but nah. Maybe I could do Dirk eyes. That's tempting. Do a light blue. I think the gray looks good. Probably won't do anything here. Never really do in games. Jeez, go full on Joker. You can do a keep, or not the Keyblade, the Monado. Yeah, we'll just stick with none. Yeah, do a little lighter on the eyeshadow. Now, I know some of these are actors from the other Xenoblade games, but I don't know the names off the top of my head.
Shall we? Huh. Huh. Here we go. Hey there.
Huh. Shall we?
We did great. Ugh, I hate losing my balance. Oh, all right.
I was gonna say, oh, whoa.
We sure owned them. Shall we then? Shall we then?
Huh. Let's go.
Oh, what do I want?
What do you say?
I've lost my balance.
Nice job. Huh? We're gonna do great.
Well, sure, let's go with that one. Yeah, looks good to me. And we can change this later, so Not like we're stuck with it. Here we get to meet Elma. A very good character.
Attention, external access confirmed. Disengaging stasis.
You
in
gotta
10
believe.
Seconds. 7, 6, 5.
Oh, hey
4,
there, how you doing?
3,
Thanks for the resub.
2, 1.
And yeah, this is out now. I'm alright. EP, but otherwise good. Rawr.
Releasing hatch. Please stand clear.
Yeah, it's too bright. Way too bright.
Hey there. Looks like you're all in one piece.
You want to finally leave my room? Yeah, me too. I wonder if we'll see an upgrade for this for Switch 2.
Careful. Just take it nice and slow, okay? Your senses will need time to reactivate.
Yeah, well, come on in. Wonder if they'll keep
Your
the
pod is
silent
the only
treatment
one
joke.
around that landed intact. Good thing I found you. My name's Elma. You want to tell me yours?
Yep, I'm a furry, yes.
You don't even remember your own name? It must be the stasis hangover. That's not good.
Or another kind of hangover.
Just try and focus, all right?
We'll just go with Rena, and it actually auto suggests it for me. Nice.
Good, there we go. What else you remember? It'll come. In the meantime, I'll get you up to speed here as best I can.
Day's been going good, thank you. How about you?
How are your limbs? Can you move? We'll take it easy while you shake the stasis out of
This
your
feels like the
system.
start to Portal.
One step at a time, all right? First things first, you'll be needing a weapon.
Actually, it literally is the start to Portal 2.
There you go. All right, let's get going.
Going with Alma instead of Wheatley. Oh, but look at the fanfare. It used to have like a big da 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 da. That's too bad they took that out, unless they saved that for the big missions. I mean, you're welcome to submit ideas, but I'll say up front, I'm not looking to do any commissions, so if that's what you're after, then sorry. I was trying to go explore, but of course it throws me right into the cutscene.
Most of the White Whale's life pods didn't survive the crash, like this one. You're one of the lucky few. Right. You don't even remember the White Whale, do you?
Nope, I remember nothing.
You know, the L-002? The ship we escaped Earth on? You remember Earth, right?
Nope.
Planet Earth. Your homeworld. Or rather, it used to be anyway. unfortunately, it was caught in a battle between two alien forces. And destroyed.
Rip.
Ring any bells? Don't feel bad. It's one memory I'd like to forget.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I know. It's been following me for a while now. I didn't want to alarm you, but we're going to need to defend ourselves.
He's just a
You
little
up
guy,
to the
though.
task?
It's okay. It's a little bigger than I looked in the cutscene. But yeah, so is there any differences this in the original? I haven't seen too much. I know the UI has been really improved because it was really hard to see and read in the original. And there's a whole new expansion story too, so that'll at least be brand new for me. So yeah, it's very Xenoblade 1 style with the arts, considering this came out right after Xenoblade 1.
It begins. Let's see what we've got. Shadow strike. Flame grenade. Slide.
Yeah, so we basically have all gun skills, as that's our... This game basically has a class system. It basically was the originator of what Xenoblade 3 had. So basically our auto attacks are physical, and then the rest of the attacks, for this class at least, are guns.
You're not half bad. There's plenty of work back in the city for someone who knows how to handle a weapon, you know. Then you're interested. In that case, I might have just the job for you.
Well, it's not like
But
I have much
anyway,
else to
we
do.
can talk more details later. For now, let's keep moving.
It's like we're literally crash landed on an alien planet, so might as well actually try to work to get out of here. Soul voices. I think this might have been an addition. Maybe not. So prompts or instructions, suggestions or requests that party members can call out in battle. So basically do the type of move they tell you to do. Yeah, so you'll regain some HP and some other beneficial effect. So yeah, do that. Okay, it's hold. It was mash in the original. To be fair, it was mash in the original game. So I was confused for a second there. But yeah, I'm glad they changed that to just hold the button. Okay, and they added achievements. You think it'd be about time if they just add achievements to the system at this point? Because, like, even the first-party games are adding their own little achievement systems. It's like, we haven't seen that in the Switch 2 so far. Albeit we haven't seen too much of the UI in general. But it really should just add it at this point. So we want to collect all the things, because it's a Xenoblade game, we have a Collectopedia, and we'll get rewards for getting everything in it. Okay, so we can't do that yet. I literally cannot jump. Like, you can't jump until you progress the story. Because that makes sense. I'm like, I want to go up there. I guess not. We'll just follow the path. Even though there's things up there that I could easily get right now. Yeah, the UI looks so much cleaner and easier to read. It was terrible on the Wii U. Basically just a lot of blue with black backgrounds and very small font sizes. Huh, we gotta level up just from discovering the landmark. And these guys, based on their icon, will auto-aggro, so we may as well just attack and get the... whatever it is, the first hit.
Ready? Let's move in!
Oh, yeah. How if I used a ranged attack?
Move in and do some damage.
Okay, so we're gonna get those prompts again now, which we didn't get in the first fight. Okay, so it's X to switch to the physical skills.
I figured you'd win. Nice work. Oh, great.
I was gonna say, I'm surprised you didn't aggro, but you did now.
Grenade! Shadow strike!
What is the orange bar? Is that the... Might be the limb health? Because similar to like a Monster Hunter type game, you can attack individual appendages, which destroying them will get you specific items.
That did something. Try toppling it with gunfire. I'll topple him. I figured you'd win. Nice work.
I don't know why it needs to give us a prompt to, like, take the items from the enemy you defeated. Like, I presume I want those. Worst case, I'm just gonna sell them.
The rain's starting to let up, just in time for sunrise. Follow me. I promise you're gonna love this.
We'll go get our Breath of the Wild moment. It's a little foggy though, we can't see much. Yeah, a little too much fog. You can definitely tell, like, I know Monolith Soft helped a lot on Breath of the Wild, so you can see where they started and got a lot of their ideas from. Yeah, it's a little guy. Totally. Yeah, this really was quite the precursor to Breath of the Wild.
Huh? They're all indigenous, as far as we can tell. We need to learn to play nice with these guys if we're going to try and coexist together.
I feel like we have to get a Switch 2 patch to get like proper 4K and stuff for this. Like, it'd be a crime if we didn't get that. Even that and the past Xenoblade games too. You could do so much with those games on much more powerful hardware. The fact that the Switch 2 actually looks pretty powerful.
Mira. You won't find it on any star chart. But it's our new home. Recognize the habitat unit? That's where we're headed. Watch yourself. That first step's a doozy. We can jump if you like. You could handle the fall. But the indigents down there are another story. Some big, some mean, all nasty. Given our options, the high road here would be the safer way to go, relatively speaking. That said, whichever way you want to go, I'll follow your lead. You decide.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what the... They said Scarlet and Violet were going to get a patch. I'm curious how much they can actually fix it. So yeah, certain enemies will attack as soon as they detect you. So, yep, logo for the icons. It's a Xenoblade game. And yeah, the fact that it also runs like Elden Ring and effectively Bloodborne 2. Like, yeah, it's powerful. It's like 1080p, 120 FPS, HDR. Like, that's huge for a Nintendo console. Can I talk to you? Nope. He's got a speech bubble, but he doesn't want to talk. Given I can't jump for some unknown reason, I guess we're not talking to them yet. Okay, can we talk to you?
Sir!
Maybe we can't. Oh, it's just popping the text box in the corner. If you fall on the cliff, don't panic. Just hit it east until you reach the habitat. Okay, well, it wasn't done reading, game. Well, apparently we're not reading that then. Game says no. Oh, I thought that said level 23, and I was gonna say, that's a little much. But no, it's a level 2 and a level 3. You can take it? Doubtful.
It begins. Left engaging. Lay down some fire for me. Shadow strike. Blast a hole right through him. Slide. Slinger. Stream edge. Assault destroyed. Move in and strike.
Okay, so do a close attack. Okay, we've got a new skill. Defense up. Yeah, that's certainly useful.
Here we go. Let's tear off guard. Stagger them with a melee attack.
I definitely do remember struggling to try to get the like items that you need from enemies from like where you have to destroy specific appendages.
Move in and strike. Flame grenade.
Well, we'll see if that's any easier in this one.
Hammer. You should be doing better. I should heal up first. From armor.
Okay, so it's individual, not a party buff. Got it.
Move in and do some damage.
Nice. I think in my first playthrough I took the water route that she mentioned. Okay, that says level 4, but I'm assuming they kept the same scaling thing that the original had. Where level does not necessarily mean level.
Appendage destroyed. Move in and strike.
Or like a large enemy that's level 4 would be equivalent to like a small enemy like this at like level 8. So it kind of gives you a false sense of security, which is unfortunate.
I'll use this strength to keep everyone safe.
Got a new art, Slit Edge. Literally coming from Shulk in Xenoblade 1. So we'll ignore the big guy, because they're not doing anything to hurt us. Like they said, we gotta try to coexist, not just kill everything we see.
Didn't have to be like this.
Interesting that the smaller one is the aggroing him out the big one.
Shadow strike.
Roll order! Assault hammer! Down we go! Suppressive fire!
Nice. Move in and do some damage.
Can do.
I know! Take
Okay, we got a sword art finally.
Slide nice. Move in and do some damage.
This guy's got some health.
Shadow strike. Appendage destroyed.
Oh
Move in
right,
and
this game
strike.
basically has double cooldowns. I forgot that.
flame grenade!
So you have one cooldown where you can't use the art, and then a second cooldown where it's basically it's stronger if you wait.
I should heal up first.
Heal. Should be doing better. Heal me! Assault hammer! I figured you'd win.
Nice work.
Okay, we got more arts, getting them very fast. I forget what TP does. I think that builds up buffs or something. Or no, if you have TP built up, you get certain extra effects from skills or from arts. So again, very useful. Still a little ways away from the habitat, and
Oh, great.
gonna have to fight our way through.
Early bird.
There, my art's blocked. Oh, because it's not targeting the thing right in front of me. Because why would it do that?
I should be doing better. Heal me!
It's like, what the heck was it targeting that was so far away? So apparently Elma ran off and left, so I don't know what she decided to target.
I got a little reckless. Please, heal me.
Yeah, I'm gonna die.
I can't keep this up. And one more hit for me. Promise.
My adrenaline's rising. Now, melee attacks.
That was your fault, Elma. You literally ran and left me to die. Oh, geez, we're way back. It's early. We're very fragile. I assume that probably respawned all the enemies on me, too? Hopefully not, but it probably did. I don't like that run animation. It looks weird. Especially the arms. Let's see, can we scoot by? We can. Good. We already fought these guys before. We don't need to do it again. I really wish I could jump. Like, I don't understand why they won't let me jump. Like, they really desperately want to keep me on a linear track until we get to New LA.
Didn't have to be like this. Engaging. Lay down some fire for me.
I'll blast a hole
I
right
remember that kind of
through.
targeting issue was a big thing in,
Nice.
especially Xenoblade 1.
I know. Take this.
Shadow strike.
Where it's like, please target the enemy that's right in front of me and not the one that's a million miles away and, like, aggro everything.
Too easy. Move in on the next one.
So I see that wasn't changed.
Light.
switch our auto attack with X to be ranged or close. Okay, we need defense.
Shadow strike.
Or for Elma to actually do some healing.
Scream edge. Nice. Move in and do some damage.
Because yeah, if you haven't played the Xenoblade games, there are no healing items in these games. It's strictly healing skills.
Keep this up.
So you do have to be a lot more careful and a lot more measured about your healing. Not like Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom where you can just open your menu and shove down apples and be at full health basically forever. Which, while funny, is just makes the game easy. Okay, we're almost back to where we left off. We can hopefully not die to this guy this time. Where was he? Or they're gone? I think this is where the guy was, right up here. Oh well, I won't complain. And we got lots of collectibles to get here, too. I was gonna say, if I could walk up there, that'd be pretty bad. I guess I can see why they're not giving us jump immediately, because this planet has very low gravity, so you can actually jump very high. So you could actually go quite a ways away if you really wanted to at this point early in the game. Because really it is open world, but we need to get through the initial story stuff first before we get truly set free. Okay, we were still like 200 meters from our destination.
Looks a lot bigger up close, doesn't it? And this was just the habitat unit. The white whale was one hell of a ship. Until it all came crashing down, at least. That's the west gate. It's closed off now for security reasons. But we've repurposed a freight elevator that will get us inside.
But first we got these guys to deal with.
Grexes. And we're riled.
Well, we fell into a trap.
We can't leave them roaming here, not this close to the gate. We're gonna have to take them down. You ready?
As ready as I'm gonna be. Where are they, wolves? Yep, so use X to switch which weapon is your auto attack. Hey, their weapons are close range too, would have thought. And guns are a ranged weapon. And using an art for a specific type of weapon will auto-change it, as you'd hope. Okay, all the tutorial stuff. Now we gotta... Oh, you're level 4. So we'll see how this goes. It probably wasn't hoping... It was probably expecting me to kill more things on the way here. So hopefully I don't regret that. Let's give ourselves the defense buff, because we're not as strong as Elma is. Okay, so that's topple. So right, we do have the whole break topple system. I don't remember if it's break topple days, or if this introduced the Xenoblade 2 style of the break topple launch smash. I have a feeling it's probably the days one, like Xenoblade 1 had. But until we have a larger party, we're really not going to have the skills to do those combos. So we'll just have to deal with it for now. Okay, that wasn't too hard. I feel like they made it a little easier.
It's a shame we had to settle near so much wildlife. Luckily, some species aren't so hostile, but they aren't necessarily friendly either. I've come to learn that there's a fine line between self-defense and provoking a fight. We need to walk that line. All right, let's head in. Who knows? Maybe seeing the inside will jog your memory.
Yeah, we'll see if it does. I don't think it will, because I think that was one thing I didn't like as much about X compared to the mainline games, is you're basically just a blank slate protagonist. You have no voice lines, no personality, no backstory or anything. Yeah, unlike the numbered Xenoblade games where it's your traditional JRPG protag, which for me at least is more interesting. It's like we could run off and explore, but I want to at least get the ability to jump first, hopefully soon. I think we're about to meet our next party member, I think, if I remember correctly. It's an interesting looking city, though. We'll see how the music is in the city. I remember having to basically mute it because it annoyed the heck out of me eventually.
Well, here we are. Not too shabby, huh? For a giant beached spaceship, anyway.
I mean, home is home.
But, like it or not, this place is our home now.
Exactly.
We took the name from the city it was modeled after back on Earth. We call it New Los Angeles. Welcome to NLA.
I definitely prefer the more.
And so it was that another survivor came to join our band of refugees. Together, we resolved to forge a new way of life here on Mira. Come LA. New LA was our beautiful lives
It's a kitty.
ourselves. Truth is, we were adrift, heading into the unknown. Our native home was gone, swallowed in a shroud of light. And our future was uncertain. We had no idea what fate lay in store for us. Only that we had to keep living in order to see it.
Yeah, the one problem with voice acted games is getting interrupted. They don't want to talk over the cutscene. Yes, that's the game we're playing. Yes, I will save. I don't want to lose my progress. Yes, we have the Drifter class. Elma has the Full Metal Jaguar. So yeah, so we have classes. Each class has ranks. So it's basically laid the groundwork for what Xenoblade 3 did with their class system.
How about a quick tour of the facilities to refresh your memory?
I'm doing good.
Let's
How
start
about
with
you?
your living quarters. Follow me.
That's good. I guess she basically backhands the terminal for some reason.
Brave citizens of New Los Angeles, good day. This is your Director General, Maurice Chausson. Today, I once again come to you with news I am truly delighted to share. Yesterday, we repatriated 10 more White Whale crew members. These fellow pioneers will rejoin our ranks as citizens of NLA, bringing with them skills and know-how that will bolster our ability to survive and indeed flourish here in our new home. This, of course, is only the latest success in our continuing efforts.
Director General? Since when?
For the rescue and recovery of
2 days ago,
all our
ma'am.
brothers and sisters. I stand here truly humbled and grateful.
From political aide to director general in just a few weeks. At this rate, he'll be emperor by next month.
And a better tomorrow.
Irina? Gwyn?
Nice work out there, ma'am.
Yep, so we basically never get to talk. We basically nod or shake our head. That's about as expressive as our character gets.
Right. Introductions. Irina Akulov, Gwyn Evans.
This one of the survivors, Colonel?
The survivor. I only found a single pod intact at Starfall Basin.
Wait, what? What happened to 10 more crew members?
So the politician's
Come
a
on,
liar. Got it.
seriously? Chausson was never one to let the truth get in the way of a good speech. Still, every last survivor counts. You can call me Irina. I'm with the Interceptors.
Me too. Same division. You can call me Mr. Evans. Or just Gwyn.
Just Gwyn.
The three of us were in the Coalition forces together. Specifically, the Special Operations Heavy Armor Training Unit, aka the Skeleton Crew. I was a colonel and Irina a lieutenant. Gwyn was a more recent recruit. Of course, I keep telling them we don't need those old ranks anymore now that we're here.
You're still Colonel to me, ma'am. No reorg will ever change that. And that's not about chain of command either. It's about respect. You've earned it.
And the award for best ass kiss goes to...
Well, I'd remind you both the ma'ams aren't necessary if I thought you'd listen.
I doubt they would.
We should be getting back to work. Until next time, Colonel.
Right. We should be going too. The administrative district isn't far. That's where you'll be calling home. For now, anyway.
Definitely got that early JRPG kind of slow start. Lots of cutscenes. Yeah, they got rid of the new chapter fanfare. That's unfortunate. Okay, we gotta find our way to our where we'll be calling home. It's like, didn't make me walk that far. Like, why not just continue it as a cutscene? We got our Gundam suits. Oh, he's dead. is a lot of smoke. That doesn't look good. Oh, she still has the Monado hair clip. They kept that at least. But she needs to learn how to drive, though.
Damn it!
Look, I know what exhaust smells like, and it was exhaust in the cockpit.
And
Just
out of it,
check
too.
the ductwork, would ya?
Oh, I'm checking. I just seriously doubt. Hey, look at that. The intake exhaust bypass is reversed. Oh man, it's a good thing I
Well,
caught
that's a
that.
problem.
You caught that? You're the one who cleared me to fly.
Everything okay? It's not like you to flub a flight check, Lynn. Good thing you had a rugged pilot like Doug at the controls.
Oh, hey Elma. How'd it go out there? And would this be one of the you-know-who's? Cool. I'm Lynn Lee Koo, mechanic and top all-around fix-it gal for Blade.
Yeah, we won't question her age.
Yeah. Well, that, doesn't usually happen.
We know it doesn't, Lynn. Look, I know what you're thinking. But believe me, young as she may look, and yes, she is young, she's actually one of our top talents.
Most of the time, that is. Most of the time.
Prodigy child.
Anyway, you guys heading back to the barracks?
Yeah. Why do you ask?
As long as you're here, why don't I take you on the transport? It's a great way to see the city. I'll give you the grand tour.
That sounds like a great idea.
All right, Doug, I think that'll be all for today.
It's good. We can see
You
the
can
view.
clean up here and dock the Skell.
What?
Don't mind the exhaust. I'll take care of it tomorrow.
Don't mind it? Wait, why am I cleaning up your mess in the first place? Lynn! Lynn!
Because giving a tour is more fun, I guess. Well, I can see why. Hey, we got a third party member now. And we will have many to choose from, but we'll unlock them over time. And most of them are actually optional, so you have to go out of your way to get them. Because that's an interesting thing for this game, is so much of the story is in side content, in getting to know the characters, in recruiting them, versus the main story, which at least is still linear, so that it doesn't fall in the same traps as like Breath of the Wild and them do. So at least they did a good job there. Looks like we do have an ad starting in 3 minutes. I'll probably step away for a quick break during that. Then get back to more of this.
Not bad, huh? You can see everything from up here.
It beats walking, that's for sure.
The best way to see NLA. I never get tired of this view. It's like a different city every time.
It's certainly come a long way in the last few weeks. There's still so much to be done.
One day at a time.
Speaking of which, we don't really have time for a full pleasure cruise here. Why don't you give us the express tour then? Just the highlights.
Okay, you got it. New LA is divided into 4 districts. We departed from the industrial district, where Doug and I were conducting the flight test. It has food production, skill development, you know, industries and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's also where the West Gate is located, remember? Expect to pass through there fairly often. The only other gate out of the city is in the administrative district, but I'm skipping ahead.
Next is the commercial district. Restaurants, galleries, cafes, clothing, groceries, you name it. It's a veritable shopping paradise.
The CD is the closest thing to a downtown we've got. It can actually get pretty crowded sometimes.
Well, by NLA standards.
I guess they wanted it to feel like home, having a shopping district in an escape pod ship.
To your right, the residential district. Housing, housing, and more housing. Well, plus a nice park and the cathedral.
If you're ever looking for quiet time alone, or want to relax and unwind with a good book, that's the spot.
Oh, it's the me spot.
The park is my favorite place to just zone out and chill. And last but not least, our destination, the administrative district, the nerve center at the heart of NLA. Note the distinct dual-level structure here. The upper level holds our administrative tower, home to Blade HQ and the government. Not to mention Armory Alley, as well as the barracks where we live.
And the big 60% thing that we'll eventually learn about.
Complex for Skell maintenance and repairs. And this concludes our tour. We will be landing shortly.
Thanks, Lynn. We'll save the rest of orientation for once we're back at the barracks.
Definitely not noticing as much pop-in as the original had, so that's a good sign at least. It was really bad in this area, especially, even with the texture packs installed, because I had the disc version.
Enjoy your stay in the administrative district, and thank you for flying Lindley Airlines.
Right. Let's get you over to the barracks. Then I should file my report. They'll be eager to hear the details on how I found you, I'm sure.
Well then, we better not keep them waiting. The barracks are pretty close, actually. They're set up just behind the giant blade tower here. That road there wraps around the left side and leads right to it.
We'll pass through Armory Alley, but let's not get sidetracked, okay? We can check it out later.
Alright, ad break has started. I'm going to step away for a couple of minutes during the break, so I will be right back. Alrighty, I am back. Let's make our way over to the barracks and see where we're going to be staying for the rest of the game.
That's true on any planet.
And welcome back, everybody. Ad break is done. Guess I'll try to head around this side. Or not. I don't remember my way around the city. Anyway, we can't open that yet. So we basically have field skills in this game. So various containers and things that we will be able to open eventually, but not right now. And I still can't jump.
Never hurts to get a little stronger.
Feels weird that we just got to the city and we're just like, let's just go open random parked cars and steal things from it. I'm sure they don't appreciate that. I also don't remember them having barriers like that before. Like, they're really trying to
Hey!
force us down into the barracks until they're ready to set us free.
Hey.
So let's do that so they can stop bugging us.
And here we are, the Blade Barracks. Consider yourself our guest until we finish getting you registered. Feel free to come and go as you please.
I think I can answer that one. So, you must be the latest rescue.
Secretary Nagi.
Miss Koo. Chipper as always, I see.
What can I say? Pep is my middle name.
I ran into Doug Barrett on the way here, and he didn't seem quite so upbeat. Anything about today's flight I should know?
No. Nothing to worry about.
Good. Be sure it stays that way. More importantly, Elma, you found another one. Excellent work out there.
Just doing my job, Mr. Secretary.
Now, as for officially registering our new citizen here...
Why don't we talk inside? There's a lot of ground to cover. It could take some time.
Ah yes, of course. Forgive me. You must be weary from the stasis and your journey back to us. Please, after you.
Yeah, a bit of rest would be nice.
I'll put on some tea.
Ooh, tea. Yes, please. I actually have tea right here. Yeah, take a sip of that. I can appreciate anyone who likes tea. Very slow cutscenes.
Allow me to formally introduce myself. My name is Kentaro Nagi. You may remember me as Captain of the White Whale, but now I serve as Secretary of Defense here for New LA. The provisional government has charged me with keeping the peace, so all military and police matters fall under my jurisdiction.
Noted.
He's also my superior officer. And he'd be an excellent person to talk to when you're ready to start looking for work.
What about a job right here with Blade? She seems capable.
Let's give it a little
That I
more
am.
time. At least until she knows enough to be able to make an informed decision. She seems to be suffering from some form of memory loss.
Memory loss? From the stasis?
She could barely remember her name, and nothing at all about what happened to Earth or the White Whale.
I see. Though, come to think of it, the entire lot of us have only been on this planet for what? 2 months? It shouldn't take very long to get caught up.
My thoughts exactly.
It's probably a blessing
Well
in,
then,
in disguise, not
where
remembering
should
your
we
planet
begin?
getting blown up. What do we want? Let's ask for more information on Blade.
Blade is an acronym. Builders of a legacy after the destruction of Earth. Quite fitting, I think. It's a relatively new organization. Up there in space, we had plenty of provisions, and a crew trained to handle the limited amount of situations we might encounter in our travels. But of course, all that changed after we lost most of our ship and came crashing down here on Mira. We needed food, water, search and rescue teams, surveyors, police. The list goes on and on. It was too much for the provisional government to manage on its own, so Blade was born. The idea was to have one central organization with different disciplines to fill these various roles. Its core was pulled from the Coalition military, so it's mostly former soldiers. But fighting isn't our most important duty. Right now, we have a single top priority that supersedes all others. The search for and recovery of the Lifehold.
Take a look at this.
It's a missile. Or it looks like one.
The White Whale was designed to carry an exceedingly large number of passengers, all of them held in stasis. All housed in a structure called the Lifehold. This is a complete schematic of that facility. Only essential personnel were conscious and active for the journey from Earth. The flight crew, maintenance engineers. And of course, some military so we could defend ourselves if necessary. But the vast majority were in the Lifehold. Are in the Lifehold. With any luck, they're all still there, in stasis, waiting to be rescued. But there's a problem. We now know the Lifehold broke apart along with the rest of the ship when we came down on Mira.
Yeah, that's a problem.
What we don't know is exactly where all the pieces landed. Not very comforting, I know. Blade's top priority now is locating the missing units.
Ah, yes. All citizens of NLA are required to register their name, age, and occupation. We also ask you report any personal assets and take a short survey regarding your current state of health.
Really?
All
Gonna get
purely
taxed?
as a
Even on a
precaution.
foreign planet?
I'm sure you understand. As the caretakers of humanity's survival, we all have certain responsibilities.
And hey, it's not all bad. Registering gets you access to all kinds of public services.
I mean, if I had any assets, I don't remember what they are. So,
It started at the end, 2 years ago. The end of Earth. The casualty of a battle between two hyper-advanced alien civilizations. Their technology and weapons were beyond our comprehension. We were like infants, naked, powerless. The Earth was reduced to ash and blown away.
I still wonder if I hadn't been there. If maybe all of this could have somehow been avoided.
No one can know that, Elma. What we do know is without you, there'd have been no Project Exodus, and no escape for any of us. Did it go perfectly? No. But we are here, and we are alive. We survived.
so we know that she's big and important.
So yes, Project Exodus. Once we learned the Earth might be threatened, we needed a plan to preserve all her various life forms. That plan was the Earth-Life Colonization Project, otherwise known as Project Exodus.
Those of us who escaped on the White Whale spent over 2 years wandering in space. 2 hard years. But we clung to our mission, find a habitable planet, and settle there. We had no idea how long it would take. Or that the decision would eventually be made for us.
The xenoforms found us again, and, well, it wasn't a happy reunion. Earth wasn't enough. They wanted humanity destroyed. For better and for worse, we were close to planet Mira when we lost control of the White Whale. Inertia and gravity took it from there.
The ship had taken way too much damage to survive entering the atmosphere intact. We had no choice. We channeled all the power we had left to soft land the habitat. Once the dust cleared, we set to work transforming it into its current state. Searching for survivors, establishing Blade, installing the provisional government. Basically, making it a sustainable city.
In any case, I'm sure this is all a lot to digest. You'll be wanting some time. Ms. Ku, even I'm tired of hearing myself speak. Why don't you take our guest out for some air? Perhaps a tour of the administrative district.
Yes, sir. Come on, we'll keep this briefing brief.
We get our first actual story mission. To just leave the building. Gonna be such a difficult mission, I'm sure. Right, let's go for, I guess, tour part 2 now. Finally get back to some gameplay. Though I'm sure we're just gonna start more cutscenes again shortly. Speaking of...
You know, it's not every day we're authorized to let a civilian tour the administrative district.
Yeah, Nagi must really, really want her to join Blade.
The AD is a bit different from the other districts. It's got everything a Blade would need, all in one place, without any extra fluff.
Get a load of that skill. Even the way that they walk is so cool. Oh yeah, work it, baby.
Oh, we know what you like, Lynn.
What? You don't remember what a skell is?
I don't
That
remember
gorgeous
literally anything.
exoskeleton that just went by? Basically like the most incredible, awesomest super weapons ever? Lasers, force fields, bipedal and vehicular transformations. Sorry, just... I get so excited whenever I think about it.
Yeah, don't lose your head, though.
Originally, Skells were developed as a defensive measure to counter potential alien threats. It wasn't enough to save Earth, though. We were outnumbered and outgunned. Still, just look around you. New LA has gone from basically nothing to this in just 2 short months. We could never have come so far, so fast, without Skell technology. I'd love to get you into one to see for yourself, but it's not that simple.
Well, yeah, duh. For one thing, only Blades are allowed to pilot Skells. And even then, you need a license.
These aren't toys we're talking about. They're complex machines with powerful weapons. And they're a precious resource. We only have so many of them to go around. So yes, as you might imagine, the certification process is a fairly rigorous one.
I'm sure you're thinking, where do I sign up for the test? But it's not that simple. They choose you, not the other way around. You can't just walk in the front door and volunteer.
There is some criteria. The details are largely hidden, but basically, HQ only allows the cream of the crop to take the test. Blades who go above and beyond in their duties, and for the people of New LA in general.
And us, because
So
we're the
what do you say?
protag.
If you become a blade and work hard, I'm sure it'll only be a matter of time before they tap you on the shoulder.
Speaking of work, that reminds me. Why don't we check out the mission control board first? That's where we take on our assignments.
Good call. Let's head on over.
I find it interesting in the story for this that they tell, and that we've seen multiple times now, that they say that the Earth was caught in a battle between two alien forces, and then they go along and say the alien forces were after us specifically. So I feel like those are kind of like competing points there.
So this is mission control. We don't have a dispatch system yet, so blades usually choose their own assignments. Everyone comes here and selects from the missions available on the board.
And it's not just official blade tasks. Anyone with a request is free to post here. Businesses, citizens, whoever.
Yeah, it's basically how anything gets done in New LA, so the board is constantly updating. Just about every blade will stop by here at some point in their shift.
It's like our second home. You'll always find a number of blades around here, blowing off steam or browsing mission control for their next assignment.
Whenever I get freed up, I'll stop here first thing to check for any missions I might be suited for.
Likewise. And if the assignment seems too tough to handle solo, that's what the scout console is for. We should show you that next.
Hey, who's giving this tour anyway? We also have the scout console, if the assignment seems too tough to handle solo. And Elma just said that, didn't she?
Yes, she did.
Hey!
And you even acknowledged it. And then repeated it anyway.
Ta-da! The Blade Scout Console. When the going gets tough, the tough go to the Scout Console. You know, to get tougher.
If you do end up joining us, you'll quickly realize just how important this little kiosk is. A lot of the mission control assignments are too much for any one blade to handle. They tend to call for multiple members with specialized knowledge or unique skills. This console lets you search for and recruit other blades to fill those roles for just such an occasion.
You can't spell blade without team. Sorta. Anyway, awesome, right? So, you're ready to join up?
Hang on, Lynn. Take it easy, would you?
What? I'm just saying you'd have to be some kind of an idiot not to want to join Blade. Or maybe a crazy person.
Maybe to you.
And here I thought you might be pressuring our guest.
Apology accepted. Now, how about a little shopping? And I'm not talking about the stuff over in the commercial district. I'm talking about Armory Alley.
Yeah, so I think the Scout console is basically the online functionality, so you can kind of recruit other players, or at least avatars of said other players. And I'm going the wrong way. Because yeah, obviously that's all gone in the Wii U version with the eShop and online services shutting down. So at least the game got rescued and we can actually do all those things again.
Hey. So this street's what we call Armory Alley.
Blades can requisition equipment from any of the vendors here.
I won't lie, most Blade members face danger on a daily basis. Having the latest gear isn't about impressing your friends. It's a matter of survival.
True enough. And that goes not only for your personal armor and weapons, what we call ground gear, but for Skell equipment as well.
You can even buy whole Skells. Can you imagine owning your own Skell?
I'm sure it will eventually.
Huh? Oh, right, the tour. I think all that's left is the heart of Blade itself. Blade Tower.
I remember armor being very confusing in this game, that there's just so many different stats and all the different elemental resistances. Plus having to manage both your ground gear and Skell gear for every single party member. definitely got a little bit much. And you also had to... all the various vendors, you had to upgrade them in order to get their better equipment. That was also very grindy, so we'll see if they improve that at all in this version or not.
So yeah, Blade Tower. When we come here, it's usually to stop by Blade HQ. The higher-ups, like Secretary Nagi and Commander Vandam, will spend most of their day here. The government leaders, too. They're based in the tower. Guys like our new Director General Maurice Chassan, for example.
Blades sometimes report to the leadership here after we finish key assignments. You'll want to remember this place.
And that about does it for our tour. So, what do you think? Pretty amazing setup, right? You can't wait to join Blade, right?
I'd say so.
Okay,
And
Lynn,
yes.
seriously, that's enough. We're not here to make a sales pitch. We just want you to have all the facts so you can make an informed decision to join us, or not.
It's a sales pitch.
Now that you've seen where and how we work, hopefully it made a good impression, but your decision will be just that, your decision. In any case, let's head back to the barracks. Secretary Nagi will be waiting.
Okay, so they used the fanfare here, but they got rid of it on the chapter screen. That's a weird decision. Yes, definitely want to save. And Lynn's a shield trooper. So, basically Xenoblade, if you don't know, kind of follows your typical MMO style of classes, where you basically have your DPS, your tanks, and then your support type classes. So as you can probably guess, Shield Trooper is a tank. We're more DPS, and I think Elma, because she has healing skills, so she's our initial support character.
Hey.
So something to think about when doing your party makeup.
Honey, we're home.
Yes, very amusing.
My thoughts exactly.
Who wants a fresh cup of tea?
Me. I'll take tea.
Thank you, Ms. Gu, but I can't stay long. I just wanted to pass along a request from your commanding officer.
Commander Vandam? Does it have anything to do with our new arrival?
Correct. He stopped by while you were out on your tour. He said he'll come back, but that I shouldn't wait to ask you.
Here we go. I bet I can guess.
You probably can. He wants to fast-track our new friend here for blade duty with a training assignment.
What in the hell are we waiting for?
As he put it.
The commander does have a way with words.
Makes even my pitch sound smooth.
A very straight and to the point person, I see.
I explained about the memory issues, but he didn't see it as a problem. And to be honest, given our current need for blade recruits, I can't say I entirely disagree.
Hey, it's not me you need to convince. Blade service is voluntary, remember?
Of course, and I would never force or coerce anyone. Well, friend, what do you say? Can we count on you to do your part?
I mean, you say I have a choice, but I don't really. But yes, we'll accept.
I knew you'd make the right choice. Welcome to the organization. Elma, she can start on your team. You'll begin training immediately.
Yes, Mr. Secretary. With pleasure.
All right. Welcome to the Cool Kids Club.
Now then, let's discuss that training assignment. We've decided to start you out on a probe installation, just to get your feet wet.
I guess we should back up a bit. Here in New LA, we're using a specialized computer system called Frontier Nav to help us deploy a sensor grid across Mira. A network of data probes that allows us to monitor conditions and collect all kinds of information about the planet.
Basically the
Expanding
towers
that
of this
grid and
game.
Filling in the blind spots is one of Blade's highest priorities. Here, take a look at this. What you're seeing on screen is a terrain map that includes New LA and the surrounding landmass. As you can see, we've divided the area into a series of hexagonal blocks. We call these blocks segments. Together, they form our grid. We determined this was the most efficient pattern, given the limited range of our probes. Based on it, we know exactly where we need the probes to go. Now we just have to install them.
The sooner the better, as far as I'm concerned. The Frontier Nav probes can also detect the general locations of living things in the vicinity, which comes in handy if we need to track down a Blade or another citizen.
Sounds handy.
Quite handy indeed.
Exactly.
So for this first exercise, you'll be heading here, to that white segment. Go there, install the data probe, and then come back home.
Got it. East of the city.
In that case, we can take the East Gate out of the administrative district, right? We should be there in no time.
I'll leave the details on the data probe installation procedure to you, Wilma.
Of course, Mr. Secretary. All right, you two, shall we?
Yeah! Training or not, let's go install the hell out of that probe!
Sounds good to me. And then we actually get 3 more probes for finishing this quest. Chapter 2, The New Frontier. Yeah, installing probes is something we're going to be doing quite a bit. Because you saw all those hexagons on the map? We're going to have to install a probe into every single one of those hexagons. And they're all in very specific
I'm
spots,
glad we pulled
too.
an assignment to the east of the city this time. It'd be a long walk all the way back over to the West Gate.
Hold on. Are we even sure the East Gate will be open? Last I heard, it was still on lockdown from all the high-level indigent activity.
It was, but they just lowered the threat level earlier today. The gates are officially open for business. One of our teams must have gone out there and kicked some furry indigent butt, huh?
Furry? Yeah, I'm not really the boasting type, so...
Wouldn't surprise me at all. Irina's team is one of our best.
How does she know Irina and Gwyn?
We ran into them just before we met up with you. They were on their way out to an assignment.
Well, then that settles it. It must have been them, right? Man, forget this amateur hour probe baloney. Those guys are where the action's at.
I'll try not to take that personally. But enough talk. We've got our mission to deal with. Let's head out.
Roger. That probe isn't gonna install itself. Let's get to the East Gate, shall we?
So, Nora, Blade Support Lead, I'm here to tell you that the segment feature on your map is now available. Yeah, I guess we don't have the gamepad anymore for this. This was all on the gamepad before. But yes, we have a lot of spots that will need probes eventually, and this is only the first region. I think there's 5 regions in the game. And like the probe spots are like specific spots. You can't just put them anywhere. Which means unfortunately some of them will have to wait till we get the skills, because you have to be able to fly up to high cliffs or literally floating rocks to plant some of them. But it's not always obvious which ones those are, so you just have to look, and if you can't find it, wait for later. And as we saw in the quest text, there are different types of probes. Like, they haven't explained it to us yet, but That's one of your main ways of making money, is that the probes will also mine or gather intel, depending on what types of probes you put in. And like putting multiple of the same type near each other actually multiplies the effect. So it definitely comes down to a lot of probe management that I'll have to do eventually, but that's once we have more of them, which will take a while. Okay, so why was the map? That's what they were trying to hide from us before. Oh, the art. The art trigger is jump. Okay, that's weird. So maybe I could have jumped before, I just wasn't hitting the right button. But to be fair, that's really an odd button to put it on.
What the hell happened here?
Somebody took down a lot of monkeys.
You don't think that one Sinicula could have killed all these simius?
Unless
Unless... what?
this is bad.
What's bad? I don't follow you.
That Sinicula. It's a tyrant.
Huh? But it looks just like any other Sinicula.
Think about it. Your typical simius is way higher up on the food chain than your typical Sinicula, right? Usually we'd find one simius standing over 3 or 4 Sinicula corpses. But here, the tables have been turned. And I don't see a single trace of any other indigents in the area. There's only one explanation. That Sinicula is a tyrant.
Let me check the Blade Report database. If there's a tyrant this close to the city, someone must
Or
have run
basically a
across
unique
it.
monster if you played other Xenoblade games.
Bingo. There was a Sinicula tyrant sighted not too long ago. But it was a couple of segments further out.
It could have followed the blade that spotted it back towards New LA, or come here to feed, or who knows what.
That's crazy. I can't believe there's a tyrant right on our doorstep and HQ isn't doing a thing about it.
Well,
Well,
don't
guess it's
forget
our
why
job
they
then.
sent us here in the first place. Frontier Nav's range is still limited.
Oh, right. They couldn't track it if there's no local probe. They must have lost it when it went off the grid. Whoa, whoa, whoa there, rookie. We're talking about a tyrant here. Do you even understand what that means?
We should probably explain.
Yeah, it means I'll probably get my ass kicked, but
Tyrant is our term for any
Doesn't hurt to
indigenous
try.
life form that falls outside of our usual threat ranking system. In other words, they're too powerful for us to even measure how dangerous they would be to take on.
And too powerful doesn't always just mean physically strong. If a creature has even a single especially nasty trait, it's classified as a tyrant.
Even some of Blade's very best teams have come back with serious injuries after running into a tyrant in the field. If they come back at all. As long as you understand the risks involved.
I mean, someone's got to deal with it.
Lynn,
Count me in. The same goes for everyone in New LA, but if we're gonna settle here on this planet, we're gonna have to get used to dealing with tyrants now and then. Besides, if I need to, I can always run away while it's busy chewing on one of you guys.
fair enough.
Yeah?
But don't push it, okay? Either of you. If we can take it down, great, but if not, even just luring it away would be a moral victory. As long as we buy enough time to install the probe, we can use Frontier Nav to track it, or any other tyrant that comes this close to the city from now on. Just make sure you're ready before we attack. This will be tougher than anything else we've faced.
I mean, there really isn't much of being ready at this point. Like, I don't think we can actually use the shops or have money or anything yet, so... Hey Beast, how you doing? We're having a good day so far. Yeah, weapons power rating. Pretty standard. TP, yep. We want TP so that we can use more skills better. Doing well, having a lazy day? That's good, we all need those once in a while. Yeah, so we can't use those because we're not the right class for it. Okay, we do have an advanced rifle. That's useful. I guess we do have some equipment that we found. That's double the defense compared to what we have. So sure. Or at least double the defense on that piece of equipment. Oh, but that's a unique piece too. This must have been one of a drop from one of the things we fought. And my fashion gear, which is nice because honestly, a lot of the equipment a lot of the base equipment and base for each character I find looks nicer than just having a mishmash of random equipment.
They've seen us.
Yeah, so basically destroying an appendage does a large chunk of damage, so you want to try to get them all, especially on these big ones.
We should weaken them just to be safe. Fire Carnival!
And they probably have the best music track in this game, the unique monster theme. What does this one do? Taunt? I don't really want to taunt them. I want Lynn to be the one doing the taunting because she's the tank. Oh, nowhere near close enough to really use that. How are we doing on the different body parts? Can't even see them all. I guess each leg counts? I don't know if we actually have to be close enough or if it'll still use it anyway. So we're not doing too bad despite it technically being a unique monster, so it's technically more powerful than level 5. I'm going to actually get close enough so I can feel like I'm hitting it, even if I don't necessarily have to. Yeah, looks like we must have destroyed... Nope, we haven't actually destroyed all the appendages yet. It's just hard to see up there. But I would appreciate a little bit of healing, Elma.
I got a little reckless. Please, heal me.
I should heal up first.
So what if you stagger me?
Thank you, much appreciated. We're done. That was pretty easy.
We are awesome!
Nice work, Lynn. You fought well. You did too.
Thank you.
Now let's get down to business and install that data probe. If we stay here for long, there's no telling what other playmates might show up. This beam of light indicates a frontier nav site. It marks the ideal spot to bury the probe.
Yeah, what's up, Beast?
Okay, the probe should be ready for insertion. I'll just boot it up.
Thanks, Lynn.
So we hauled that giant thing all the way out here?
Contains the probe itself. The bottom half is a laser. It dissolves the soil so the probe can burrow to the proper depth. We tried just planting them on the surface at first, but we kept running into problems with the local wildlife damaging the goods. Burying
don't want
them is
that.
going to save us all a lot of time and headaches in the long run. We all set?
Yes, ma'am. Whenever you're ready.
I guess that's why nothing
Why don't
nearby
you do
actually
the
has a probe in
honors?
it.
You can launch it right from your comm device. Give it a try.
Yeah, I'll hit the big red button. Figuratively speaking, of course. One of your photography picks got first place in a statewide photography contest? Nice, congrats.
Good. Now we just need to give it a minute to reach the target depth.
And installation complete. We are now online with a solid connection to Frontier Nav.
Excellent. See? At the end of the day, there's really not much to it. The hardest part was calculating the ideal probe locations. We need them spread out evenly to maximize data collection.
Yep, planting probes is easy. And the more we plant, the more likely we are to find missing crew. So anytime you see a probe site, there's no excuse not to plant that sucker.
That'll do it for your training. Let's head
But
back
you do
to
have
the
to
barracks
actually
and
have
report to
probes
Secretary
on
Nagi.
you. Because they're not infinite. Oh, that's $500? Nice. Yep, so look for red glowy spots. And you can see which ones you've already planted. This is Lao. We'll see him later. Yep, just approach our glowy spot, hit A. Ah, now it explains this to us. So now that's all that's left is to report back to base, but first, I'll let you in on a secret. A giant beast like that is usually best engaged with a skill. Neutralizing a foe like that on foot, especially a tyrant, is pretty risky, so be careful of such things in the future, okay? Yeah, so bigger enemy means it's effectively higher level than what it says. There's a segment recon task still to address at your current location. A yellow hexagon will be displayed on your minimap. So it shows you the borders of where you are. You can also see it on the main map. And you can manually set markers. Yep. Yeah, so we can see that there's collectible things we can get there. And there's a tyrant there that's way too strong for us. Which I think this is new. I don't think we had these directly on the map here originally. Well, that's nice. But for now, I think our goal is just to head back. We're not quite at the point yet where they're setting us loose, but I want to hopefully do that before I end stream at least. So in worst case, I can do a little bit of stuff off stream. Which honestly, I'm probably going to have to do quite a bit. Because I do want to make this into a full stream game, but if I don't want to be playing this game for the next year, I'm going to have to at least do some stuff off stream, especially with the Switch 2 coming out in 2 months. There's going to be other things I want to stream too. Like, obviously I'm going to do story stuff on stream, exploring new regions on stream. But going to find a lot of the random probe spots and doing probe management will probably just leave for off stream. Unless they're right in the way. Just to keep things moving at a steady clip. I think we will eventually get fast travel. Don't know if we have it now. Oh, I'm absolutely getting the new Switch. Day one, if possible. Yes, I don't think we have fast travel quite yet. Yeah, it's like I streamed the direct for that on Wednesday, and the system's a lot more powerful than I was expecting.
Hey,
I mean, I heard a lot of the rumors, but it was good to see them confirmed. The launch lineup, I think, leaves a little bit to be desired. Considering it's basically just Mario Kart, which... Mario Kart's a game that I don't mind playing with friends on occasion, but it's not something I play regularly. And then the actual single-player game, the Donkey Kong one, isn't out for another month after the Switch. But we'll at least have the upgraded Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild, so that'll be something to do at least.
Commander Vandam.
Well, now, look what the cat dragged in.
Sorry we missed you last time. We could have come to meet you at HQ, you know.
Indeed. I suggested as much. Twice.
And we know how much I enjoy being told what to do. Anyway, I hear you tangled with a tyrant, way out of your league, on a training mission, no less. That was reckless, and goddamn magnificent.
So you're a fun guy. And we got money and more probes. Yes, we will absolutely save. And go right into a new cutscene already.
So, Commander, to what do we owe the pleasure of your visit here today?
Well, I can't just ask Nagi to do everything for me. I'd be out of a job.
Hey, I delivered you the new recruit, didn't I?
Yeah, you won the bet. Don't worry about it, all right? I'll settle up with you later. You know I'm good for
So you were betting over me?
Bet.
I'm sure I'm needed elsewhere. If you'll all excuse me.
Uh-huh.
Commander.
Go run away and hide.
Well, that wasn't obvious at all.
Huh. Look at you two. I swear, you're like two children excited about a new toy.
Look who's talking. I don't recall ever seeing you file a request to personally train a rescue before.
Is that so odd?
It is before we'd even asked her to become a blade, little Miss Stick in the rear.
Hey, well, come on in.
Usually I ask when I don't get your slang expressions, but something tells me to just let that one go.
Enough about that. Where are your manners, anyway? I still haven't been introduced to our new recruit here.
Commander Vandam is Blade's top officer.
In a past life, I was chief engineer on the White Whale. Same idea, basically. Someone has a problem, I fix it. You follow?
Got it.
Not much for conversation, are you?
Nope, I have no ability to
So you
speak.
still haven't told us why you're here.
All I can do is nod and
From
shake
the
my
look
head.
of things, I'm guessing this isn't a social call.
You don't think?
No. So let's cut the crap and get down to business.
Ha! Sounds like you're learning my expressions just fine, Elma. Anyway, first we need Chatty Cathy here to choose a division and pull an assignment.
I like how they make fun of the protagonist for not talking. Yeah, what's the assignment?
Whoa there, Itchy Trigger. I know you're just chafing at the bit to run out there and grab the world by its tail, but you need to choose a division first.
I haven't
Once
actually
that's
picked yet.
all
We're about to do
hashed out,
that.
we can get into detail about what your first assignment's gonna be.
Pretty much everyone in New LA works for Blade, in one of several different fields. Helping to explore Mira, or to maintain order in the city, or, well, you remember Nagi's speech, right? There are 8 different fields in all, and each one has its own branch within Blade. Officially, they're called divisions. Naturally, you'll want to choose one that best suits your personality and your talents.
Let's start with the Pathfinders. Pathfinder's #1 responsibility: is planting data probes. Like you did
Yeah,
in
that's
your
what I
training
played in the
mission.
original, and I'll probably do that now.
It may not be
At least
the
to start.
sexiest job, but important? You bet your ass it's important. We've only been on Mira 2 months. We don't know jack about this place. The more probes we install, the faster we can get our bearings here and give ourselves a fighting chance.
We've already detailed how important it is we expand the Frontier Nav network ASAP. So, for the time being, I'll just remind you of the highlights.
Yeah, I do enjoy the exploring
It helps us keep
aspect,
Blade
so
safe. It helps us keep the city
I like
safe.
getting the bonuses from that.
And most important of all, it's the key to locating the missing parts of the Lifehold and recovering the rest of the human race.
Okay, next up, Interceptors. You met Akalov and Evans, right? Irina and Gwen? This is their division. Interceptors have one main duty. Protect New LA and everyone in it from the wildlife here on
Yep,
Mira.
the offensive division.
Right now, this is probably our busiest division. Interceptors ride shotgun for the research eggheads. They escort VIPs around, and they help any other idiots who get caught out there with their pants down.
Next are the Harriers. Remember Doug Barrett, the Skell pilot conducting the test flight with Lynn? He's part of the Harriers. If you think of the Interceptors as defense, Harriers would be New LA's offense.
Okay, so I had them
They
flipped.
specialize in preemptive strikes on clear and obvious threats. But only on clear and obvious threats. They're not meant to go out and just blast any indigene that moves.
And you got your Reclaimers. These guys are in charge of finding the other pieces of the White Whale. Among other things, that is. Including anything of ours left behind after a battle. Skell debris, weapons, personal effects. It can get a bit morbid, frankly, but it's gotta be done.
Yep, for sure.
Until we're up and running here on Mira, and have this place completely figured out. Everything we brought from Earth needs to be treated like it's irreplaceable.
Yeah, we gotta have resources.
Also, the search for the Lifehold. That's mostly on the Reclaimers.
Next, Curators. Curators are the first to scout ahead to unexplored territory, bringing back whatever samples they can get their hands on. Fruits, bugs, sticks and stones.
So our
you name it.
biologists, basically.
It's not all picking berries, though. Being a curator also means being the first to encounter unknown indigens.
Next? All right, prospectors. Prospectors do, well, prospecting. They poke around, looking for minerals, resources, and whatnot. Things we need for everyday life here. We packed all the essentials we could on the White Whale, but that won't last forever. We need to be able to replenish our water and fuel if we want to survive. And sooner or later, we're gonna have to figure out how to replace things from scratch. From the socket on a Skell's knee joint, right down to the frying pan in Lynn's kitchen. Without these guys busting their butts...
Yeah, the
we have
meteors
nothing
basically
to
are your
speak of.
police, yep.
Next up, Outfitters. All of our ground gear and Skell weaponry is developed in conjunction with private arms manufacturers, or AMs. Outfitters are Blade's way of supporting these AMs. They'll seek out anything that might inspire new weapon ideas, and even assist with testing new prototypes.
That could also be fun.
Finally, the Mediators. These are the folks who keep everything hunky-dory with John and Joan Q public. Any problems a civvy has, they come to Mediators. Fight with your neighbor?
I like how it's
Mediators.
dimming because the cutscene's
Lost
taking
cat?
too long that it wants to go to sleep.
It's not a division for everyone. You need to be a jack of all trades, and a people person.
So not
Someone
for me.
with my charming personality? Probably not the best mediator. But if you got what it takes, it's a clutch role, keeping things cool on the home front.
All right, so I think that's all 8 divisions. Any idea which one you'd like to join? Don't fret about it too much. Whichever you choose, you still have a lot of freedom in how you operate. Mediators can still get out there and mix it up, hunt indigents, whatever. And if a Harrier wants to take a break and settle an argument, that's their prerogative too. To be honest, even though it's sort of frowned upon, you can actually change your division whenever you like. So there's really no reason to stress about this. Alright, you ready to choose?
But you do get bonuses, so like doing missions related to your whatever division you choose, so you do want to try to do things that match your division.
And we're on pins and needles here.
So yeah, I think I'm going to start with Pathfinders for now.
Then it's settled?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. Thank God that's over. By the power invested in me, yada yada, you're officially a blade.
Congrats, and welcome.
I know you're gonna do great.
Yeah, not. That's all I can do.
Now for the job. Let's get down to brass tacks. Nelson's team has gone missing. Last contact we had, they were installing a data probe out in eastern Primordia. Then, nothing.
Nelson. Pathfinders, right?
Are we talking indigents here or what?
Your guess is as good as mine, but they did have a skell with them. You'd think they could hold their own, or at least run away.
Alright, we're on it. We'll head to their last known location and go from there.
Report whatever you find ASAP.
Of course. Let's move out.
Roger that.
We get lots of money from that, and storage probes. Which let us hold more, what was it, Moranium? I think is the actual resource we collect. Yeah, so now we can shop, we can get missions. We can fast travel. Yeah, we can get quests, we have story missions. Affinity missions, so basically side story, get to know your party member missions. Standard missions, and then your daily miscellaneous type missions. Yeah, we can get reports to give us special info. And we're basically at the point where we're effectively free to do whatever. I don't know why we need a prompt to leave and go outside. Just slows things down.
Hey.
So, yeah, I guess we can just head out and go try to save these people. At least try to progress the story until we get to our first kind of roadblock where we need to go exploring. So we can pick up a side quest on the way, I guess.
Hey, now what?
Excuse me. Sorry to bother you. I know you're terribly busy and all. But is there a way you might help a rather urgent request? I promise it won't take too much of your time. Heck, I don't have much time on my own. Sorry, getting off track. Anyway, I know I should be running this request through official channels and all that, so I'm sorry. But there's just no time. I'm desperate at this point, and literally will take any help I can get. Not to say you're just anybody. You're great. I mean, I just got you. You don't know me at all. Look, I know I must sound completely bonkers. Yes you do. But hear me out, okay? That's all I ask. And Elma like that. Because we have friendship for the characters. If we want to get their affinity missions, we have to rank up the characters based on friendship. So you want to try to pick options that your party members are going to like. Huh? Oh right, sorry. Probably didn't make a whole lot of sense, huh? Okay, let me pull it together here. Breathe in, breathe out. In, and out. People like me, it's all okay. No, she definitely has some anxiety issues. Thank you, my head's a lot clearer now. What were we talking about? Oh, right. Yeah, so we need your help to deliver some supplies to a blade team out in the field. I'm a mechanic, you see, specializing in skills. I tend to head up a lot of important projects. Sorry, did that sound breaky? Anyway, I got a call from a team that's always been really nice to me. They asked me to bring supplies so that they can do a field repair of their skells. Apparently something called a whimsical duo gill will attack them when we left on a mission, and they're stranded out there. I pride myself on customer service, but me wandering around outside the city is just... no. Bad idea. Very bad idea. Especially with all the whimsical do guild. Well, that broke the skull kicking around still. Much as I wanted to help, I'm just a mechanic. There's only so much I could do. But on the other hand, the thought of those poor skulls lying there just beat up breaks my heart. So I gathered some adventure-y stuff and left town, but then kind of panicked about what to do next. The only sane plan I could come up with was asking somebody for help. And then you came along. It's like magic. Only not. Anyway, I know I should post this to Mission Control. I don't have time for rules, man. I can't just stand around filling out paperwork and cutting red tape or whatever. Oh, and I'll pay you, of course. Or actually, the leader of the team you're rescuing will. I hope. At any rate, they're really in trouble, so if you could get the supplies to them, I'd really appreciate it. I think this is right around where we had to go anyway. It is a ways away. Let's see what we can find along the way. Maybe we'll find some probe spots. We do have a few of those now. It'll be nice when we can get a scale because they go so much faster, but they're expensive and you need to fuel them. And if they get damaged or destroyed, it's extremely expensive. So always got to be really careful with the skills. As powerful as they are. At least a lot of the stuff around the town isn't too hostile, so don't need to pick too many fights where we don't actually have to. We don't have our follow ball thing yet. We'll get that later, but basically something to direct you where you need to go. Actually, I think that's the probe we already planted. Yeah, that's not red, so don't have to plant one again. I'm looking around, I'm not seeing any other probe spots nearby. I don't know how far we can actually spot them from. But I do see some regular collectibles, which we do want to complete our Collectopedia eventually. Oh, and we have our Xenoblade tradition of the giant level 80 monkey around the starting area. So we best avoid that and not get our ass absolutely handed to us. So hopefully you stay right over there. We have a lot of collectibles around here. It's like we're already wandering into territory far beyond our level. But as long as the enemies are tame, then you can just walk right through. Xenoblade does have a habit of throwing high level sections even into early areas, so you gotta be careful. Actually, speaking of the Collectopedia, where is that in here? Is it under Intel? It is. Yeah, so this gives us battle points, which we can use to upgrade skills. And also just information on like what we can sell it for. And then completing a section will give you a bigger bonus. And where were we going? I'm all turned around now. So let's go deliver that stuff, and then that'll probably be a good spot to end for today, since we have been going for over a couple hours already. But we don't want to leave these guys waiting, since they've been in danger, apparently. Just gotta avoid that one, so they don't actually aggro.
Joe!
Hey, a little help over here? Some indigent attacked us during our assignment. Got one of my men pretty good. Skull is busted too. Damn thing won't move at all. Think maybe you could spare some supplies? Oh, Sadie sent you? Well, why didn't you say so instead of letting me flap my gums like an idiot? Here, give me the supplies. I need to get the skull patched pronto. Thanks, pal. You're a lifesaver. I asked Sadie for help, but wasn't exactly getting my hopes up. You know what I mean? I'm impressed you made it out here in one piece. Yeah, we did good for a first mission. Lucky, right, well, we sure as hell weren't. That indigent turned up out of nowhere. How the heck did you beat the whimsical Dougal anyway? That thing was huge. What? You made it all the way here without running into it? Not even once? Yeesh, either somebody's watching out for you or somebody's got it in for us. One or the other. Wait, that means it's still on the rampage somewhere. Talk about a piece of bad news. Not every blade's as lucky as you are, you know? You gotta take that thing out before it kills somebody. What do you say? Think that luck of yours is good enough to beat it? Me? I want to sock the giant lug right in its ugly face. I'm sure you know how frustrating it is to have your assignment put on hold. Do this for a fellow blade, secure a route, and kick that ugly thing right in the teeth. I'll be here waiting for all the juicy details. But, like I said, I think that'll be for next stream. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching and chatting. Next stream, maybe tomorrow? Because I do want to play more of this game. I've been waiting for a while to play it. If not, probably on Monday. Let's see, is there anyone online that I want to raid? Sure, I haven't given Potato a raid in a while. Let's go raid them. They're playing Final Fantasy XIV. I haven't played that in a long time. Oops, helps if I get my commands right. That's better. Alright. Again, like I said, thanks everyone for watching and chatting, and let's go show Potato some love.